The first thing we want to do here is hide all of the layers we're not going to be working from. So we're just going to be working from top surface. So we can hide everything else. Another thing I want to do here is I also want to change the color to the default color. And then I also want to hide these guys. I don't know why they're part of the same layer, that's kind of strange, but we can just hide them. Same thing here, like there's some additional stuff we don't really need to work with. Yeah. Anything else? Okay, that should be good for now. So we want to fix the gaps between these surfaces, and if we zoom in, we can see that there's just something going on here, and if we look at the analyze surface zebra, if we use that and just look at the surface right here, you can see there's a break between these two surfaces, and that's because the center line is not, there's a gap in between, so yeah. I think the same thing is happening right there. We can add an object. It seems like it's okay on the back. So anyway, I'm going to show you how to do that. So the first step here would be to explode your object, because if it's joined you can't really work with your surfaces, so explode. And then once you've exploded that, you'll see that there's, should go from the top view, you'll see that there's small surfaces in between, and it's just, yeah, we don't want to have that at this point. It's going to cause some issues. Okay, the next thing we want to look at is the center line. So in this case, using the y-axis, so we just do a straight line, and then we can look at the CVs from this edge. So you can just show the points, or hit the F10 button also shows the points, it does the same thing. And the way I would do this one is just select all of the first points, the points which are closest to the y-axis, to your center line, and then you can hit M to move, enter, and you can go sideways. It doesn't matter where you go, just go anywhere. And what I want to look at is, are they, yeah, I guess it doesn't matter. I was going to check if they're straight to each other, but it doesn't really matter in this case. What we really want to do is select one of the points. Okay, we've got the point snaps, and line it up to the y-axis. So I'm also using the which one is it? The ortho? It's not the ortho, it's the grid snap. Yeah, with the grid snap we can slide to the y-axis or to the y-axis. So once we've done that, we can also do it on the other side. I should probably escape so that it doesn't show these points anymore. It's just going to show the points on the left surface. So show the points, select these points, M, enter. Now we are moving the points from here to, let's just go straight to there. Okay. Then we can select the same point and make sure it's perfectly flat with the center line, the y-axis. And if you hold the shift key, it's going to go perfectly straight, which should be helpful. So I'm going to press escape, and then show the points. Select these guys, M, enter, and I'm going to move the points pretty much anywhere you want, it doesn't matter. What I want to do here is I just want to show these points and make sure that when I move this set, that it's moved perfectly on top of this one. Now there's two ways to line up these two surfaces to each other. The first way is selecting the point and making sure that you move it. I don't know what's going on, what's happening. So you can select both points and move them and enter, so that they're like linear between each other, so that these 3 points from the center to the right surface and the left surface, that they are linear with each other. And the way you can do that is with intersection, which is right here. It's one of the snaps. It intersects with where it's at to another point, like this one. So that's one way to do it. Now, if you did it this way, you would have to do it for each of the points, which is way too much work. So another way to do exactly the same thing is going to the perspective view and then doing align. And then there's two different types of aligns. There's align, which is for curves and lines and just any kind of line work, 2D work. And then there's align surface. Actually, no. Yeah, align is for something else. Yeah, object to align, so that's something else. The one I was looking for is actually called match. So yeah, match will do it, not align. Yeah, so match surface and match for curves. So that lets you match two curves to each other, and then for match surface, it's going to let you match two different surfaces to each other. Then press enter. And here you have your options. So you can match them position to position, average surface, so that's going to move both surfaces to each other. We don't want that. We want both surfaces to be tangent to each other. So the first one has continuity, and the second one has tangent continuity. So we both have tangent continuity between each other, and we are averaging the surfaces, both of them. And that's it. That's all we have to do. So then press OK. And now if you look at these two surfaces, and you can also join them. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll just join both surfaces. And so once you do that, you can check the surface zebra under the analysis toolbar. And if you check it out and you compare it to where it was before, now it's really nice and smooth because you have tangency, and because it's symmetrical, you get perfect continuity between the two surfaces. So what you're going to want to do is do that on all of your edges one by one. Now for most of them, what you should be able to do is just use the match surface, enter, and you should be able to use match surface from one edge to the next. Now it doesn't work here because this is a trimmed surface, but it should work at the top for this transitional surface. Tangent, tangent, average surface. Okay. I'm gonna check if this actually worked. I'm gonna check that from the top, and no, it did not work, because these surfaces were not lined up. So I wouldn't worry about this one yet, because that's a transitional surface. So I'm going to focus on the next one, which is this one. And I'll fix that later. So for this one, what we want to do is we want to match them. But before we do that, we have to untrim them, because you cannot match a surface that is trimmed. So we want to type in untrim, and that's going to untrim the surface, or we can untrim all, which untrims everything. Because if you untrim once, I guess in this case we can untrim once, untrim this way, and should untrim the whole thing. Sometimes you want to untrim all because it could be cut twice. Like if there's a hole in it and you untrim the hole, you're going to untrim once. But if you untrim from an edge, it's going to untrim all edges. So most of the time I like to use untrim all, just to make sure it untrims everything at once. So anyway, that should get us closer to the results we want, and then we can go from the top view and double check the points. So we're gonna show points on, and everything seems to be pretty close, but it's not perfect on the y-axis. So what I'm gonna do is select M, enter from here to the Y. So I'm using Shift and I'm snapping to the grid snaps. So just go straight to the grid. And because there's only 2 points, it should be fine. Yeah, it should be okay. Sometimes when you get too close, the tolerances kind of freak out and you can see some weird things happening, especially because you have so many other surfaces. But I would not worry about that kind of stuff. Yeah, if you zoom in close enough, you're always going to find some very, very small issues. What I'm most worried about right now is this type of gap that we can clearly see right here, like this one. But anyway, we're moving on to lining up these two surfaces. So we're going to use the same feature again. We can type in align. Actually, it's not align. We're aligning two surfaces to each other, but it's called match. So we're matching surfaces, and we're going to match the first surface to the other one, left to right or right to left, it doesn't matter. Enter, and then we're making both surfaces tangent to each other, average. Okay. And if we look at it, it should be tangent. We can also double check. We don't need to do that yet because we have just so much more things we're going to have to do. Yeah, so ideally you would do all of them and then you would trim them, but I'm not going to do the whole thing. I just want to show you how to do that type of stuff where you trim on trim and then go back and fix some of these trimming edges. Yeah, so we should do that. We should trim it at this point, and then we'll take care of this transitional surface here. So to trim this, we'll have to untrim the cutting surface, which would be this one. So we'll go back and we can untrim. Okay, and then we can trim. Actually, we need to select this one, this one, this one, and these two. So yeah, if we select these guys, we should be able to trim. We can trim this, and trim the other surface, this one, and then we can go back and trim whatever goes beyond these surfaces. Another way to do it is you select everything. You just do Ctrl A. I'm going to show you that. So we need to kind of fix that because here it just protrudes past the fillet. So we'll select these guys, and the function I'm going to use right now is just show everything. So I'm just going to type in show. And then I'm going to hide anything we don't need. Okay, so we've got everything we need. Now I'm going to hide anything that is not selected. So inverse selection and hide everything. Now if we do Ctrl A, that selects everything, or you can just do that. Just select all of your surfaces, and then use the trim function, enter. And what we want to trim is whatever extends past the fillet. And that's it. So that fixed this surface, and it fixed these two guys. Now we need to fix this guy. That might be a tough one to do. Let's see. Yeah, it's gonna be tough because of that. Yeah, that seems to be an issue. For some reason, there seems to be an issue here. So trimming it is gonna be an issue for us. So let's see. I don't want int. I want to use the endpoints. Okay. I want to see if I can make a straight line, and from the side, I would like to trim anything that goes beyond it. So yeah, that should work. Yeah, let's do that. So I want to trim anything that goes beyond it and anything that goes beyond this line. So you can select your two curves, and then you can go back from the right view. Yep. And we're going to trim anything that goes beyond it. Yeah, it worked on both sides. So now we have a clean edge, but this surface does not match with the new trimmed edge right here. Okay, so how do we fix that? So right now this should be tangent to that. Let's see, we can show the points, and we see there's one row of CVs, one row of CVs. So that's enough points for us to make this surface tangent on one side and tangent on the other side. So I can do that. I can just match the surface to be tangent to this one. Enter. And now we need to change the properties. If we do tangency to tangency, it's going to modify the top one as well as the bottom one. But that's not what we want. We want to align a continuity that's tangent to the position of the first selected surface. And one way to check that too is if you say curvature, you can see how much it affects. You can kind of see it here with that line. If you say position, nothing happens. If you say curvature, it affects that surface a lot. But we don't want curvature, we want tangency. Curvature modifies the first row of CVs. Actually, that's tangent. Tangent modifies the first row of CVs, and then curvature aligns 2 points. So we want tangency because we don't have enough points to achieve curvature on both sides. So we'll just use these settings. We do not want to use average curve, but it's disabled anyway. And yeah, it's disabled because of the settings we're using. Yeah. Okay. So we can do that. So now this is tangent to that. And we can do the same thing on the other side. So if I press enter, it's going to prompt the same feature again, match your face. Select an untrimmed edge, that's this one. And then we want to match it to, and we've already done this side. I wanted to do the other side. Enter, match your face, this side to this side. Enter. And we want it to be tangent position. So now this one is not going to line up, so we should do this transitional surface as well. But instead we can just select this one and mirror. And if we mirror the transition to the other side, it should match. One way to check that is to select everything. And let's just select these guys too, it doesn't really matter. We can select whatever we want. So you select these and then you join everything. And then you can go under Analyze, Edge Tool, show edges. And here it's going to tell you if there is a gap. In this case, there is a gap, which means your major surfaces are not symmetrical to each other. So what I would do is just focus on the left side, do everything, trim the right side, and mirror the entire left side. And let me show you how that would work if we just do these few surfaces we've already worked on. So we don't want that, we do not want this, we don't want this one either. So we've straightened up this surface, this one, and that one, which means if we mirror only these ones from our center line, which is right here, and notice I'm using the grid snap, so that's why it snapped straight to the center. It seems like it's not straight. So if that's the case, if you're using a center line and you mirrored your surfaces but they're not straight to each other, you can just use a match surface from both edges. And because you're using the symmetrical axis and you're making them both tangent to each other with an average, since it averages in between, it's going to fix the center line by default because it knows where to find the center line. But if you have one surface that goes deeper than the other, then it's not going to be able to average it on the center. It's going to average it to the side. But if you mirror a surface, it's perfectly symmetrical to begin with, which means you can do that. But if it's not a mirrored surface, it's not going to work. So you have to make sure you select the surface, mirror it, and if that happens, then you can use tangency, average surface. But that was not the case before. So now that we've mirrored that surface, it does work. So let's try that with this guy. Okay, yeah, and this one we've already done. So now, if we select the whole thing and we join these surfaces, we can go back and try to analyze the edge tool, analyze the edges, and this is going to show us if we have any gaps. We don't have any gaps here. There's gaps right there and underneath because these are not joined surfaces. So that's it, yeah, we fixed the center line here, and now you would have to do it right there. And you would have to do it pretty much everywhere. But so what I would suggest you do is instead of doing the whole thing, you can delete one of the sides. And then you can mirror that side using the y-axis. And then you can simply use the match surface. And because they're mirrored surface by default, it should let you do that. And it does, yeah, tangent, average surface.